Babylon is a 2022 epic period black comedy drama written and directed by Damien Chazelle, starring Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and Diego Calva. Let's take a look. So we spent most of Babylon following Diego Calva's character, Manny, and Margot Robbie's character, Nellie. And at the beginning of the film, they're both fresh to Hollywood and they have these dreams and aspirations. And when they first meet, they kind of have this cocaine-fueled conversation where they explore their hopes and dreams. And it all takes place at this party being hosted by Brad Pitt's character, Jack, who is like a Clark Gable type. He's like the megastar. Everybody wants to be in his energy. This movie's weird. And this movie is almost a glimpse into old school Hollywood. In the sense that you hear these stories on how back in the day they had these big parties where there was drugs, there was women, there was, animals, there was all these crazy things happening, and this movie kind of gives you an idea of what that might have been like. It's like, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate or if they're exaggerating the hell out of this, but considering how lax things were back in the day, I can totally imagine parties being this batshit. And the first half an hour of this movie, very much like Moulin Rouge, it is pure cinematic energy. It is like everything is in your face. Everything is thunderous, loud, big, and colorful. It's like a three-ring circus on fire. Very energetic. And then the movie kind of pivots a little bit, but not before you get a glimpse to how movies were made back then, especially because it starts with the silent era and how, since they didn't have to worry about sound, they literally shot movies side by side. Like, you'd have a Western in one room, and then next to you'd have like a historical drama, and then next to that you'd have a swashbuckling adventure, and nobody would care because you just roll camera and actors would act. And it was cool just watching that and visualizing in my mind's eye how what this maybe was what it was like, maybe it wasn't, but you get the feeling that that's how it was like. And Margot Robbie's character in particular just kind of falls into it, and she becomes almost like the girl of the moment. She gets on camera and she's supernatural, and you see her star rise. Diego's character, Manny, he becomes this executive, and Brad Pitt's character kind of has like an awkward turn where at one point he was like the main guy, and then as the movie progresses you kind of see him getting shunned, especially as technology changes. And this movie demonstrates how you could be the cream of the crop one moment and then be yesterday's news just as quickly. And it gets kind of dark and kind of depressing and kind of sad. And you see all these characters just like struggling and losing themselves and trying to change who they are to fit in, and how even the most popular people, in the end, they just want to be liked. And I kind of appreciated how a film like this would show, especially with Brad Pitt's character, how you could be the most powerful man in the world and it doesn't mean shit. The moment people don't want you, they don't want you. And it's kind of messed up. His journey is really dark. Same thing with Margot Robbie's character. For a hot minute, everybody wants her. Everybody thinks that she's like the next big thing, and then it just stops. And she has to adapt, and she struggles with it, just like I think we struggle with trying to fit in or trying to make other people happy, sometimes at our own expense. Damien Chazelle's directing is very much on point. The guy knows how to direct the film. That said, he kind of loses the reins a little bit. The last act of this movie is really weird, and it tries to recreate the high energy of the first act and doesn't succeed. It goes from high energy and batshit awesome to weird energy and what the heck territory. You'll understand what I mean when you see it. One of the best scenes is actually this one moment where an audience member to one of the crazy parties actually meets a performer in the real world, so to speak. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's you, but you're not wearing a costume or makeup, you're a normal person. And the realization that this larger than life figure is a human being, no different than you and I. So yeah, movie says a lot, and I think it's worth watching. I enjoyed this movie. I am a movie buff, so for me, it's entertaining. Might not be that way for everybody, but I think this is very much a worthy film. It's 3 hours long. I could totally see this movie losing 45 minutes and actually being a better film for it. That said, what's there is pretty great, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. So that's my honest take on Babylon. Very good film.
This is James, my new friend.
Please tune in tomorrow. We'll be reviewing Self-Reliance.
Are you gonna shout on me?
No.
Are you gonna shout on me?
No. Shit.
Are you gonna shout on me?
I don't want to take away James' job. This is gonna end badly.
Thank you very much again for watching. My name is Eric Ortiz. This has been CinemaBear, and I'll see you for the next one.